was there moments when you were a kid that you actually did feel like a kid, like when you kind of look back, right? Like, because I always felt kind of like wet cement. I felt like I was always having to manage myself. There was so much going on, like on the inside and outside. I never felt like super reliable in my own footing and stuff. But when you look back on your life, were there moments where you actually felt like, okay, I was just kind of a kid there, you know, as opposed to being like somebody who had to be on top of everything? Like, does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, of course. No,
Okay.
I definitely felt like a kid. Like I was a kid. I had all those kid experiences, but there was always a sense of, when you're the youngest of 6 children, how many kids do you have in your family?
Yeah, we had 4.
And you're the what
I'm
number?
the second one.
Oh, okay.
But it was bad. I mean, it was just, our family was just weird. But yeah, I knew you were the last one.
Yeah. And when you're the last one, you absorb, first of all, you grow up in 2 seconds because everyone else is fucking and smoking weed, and you're hearing conversations that little children aren't supposed to hear. So you're mature right away because you're like, oh yeah, like, I knew about anal sex when I was like 6. I was like, God, I can't wait to try that. Yeah. Like you're just mature in different ways. And, not that anal is a sign of maturity, but, it's one sign of just knowing too much too soon.
It's considered a vacation in some religions.
Well, yeah, and for some people.
Yeah.
But I definitely had childlike experiences for sure. And I had, my brothers and sisters were all pretty tight. So they kind of did raise me, and they kind of brought me along with them to many like different things. But I was always ahead of my age group.
Yeah.
And even when I dated guys in high school, like it was illegal, the men that I was dating. They were in their 20s and I was a teenager. Like I could totally put them in jail for statutory except I seduced all of them. There's nothing I would ever do. It's like, it's my fault. When people are like, it's not your fault. These men should never have been with a girl that age. I'm like, you don't understand what I was like when I was fucking 16. I was like 45.
Yeah.
So they didn't have a chance.
Like young menopause. That's kind of crazy. That's hilarious. What was like a first date that you remember? Do you remember going on like a first date with somebody?
I remember going to Martha's Vineyard. My parents had a summer house in Martha's Vineyard. That makes it sound like we were really wealthy. We weren't.
Yeah. I heard you say that on your special.
Yeah, my dad just was a used car dealer, so I'm not even sure how he got that house, but he got it. And my sister and I went. Oh, there was this guy. His name was Justin Chu, I believe. And
Japanese guy?
No, American. He looked like Brad Pitt. That's what was so interesting about the whole thing. So he was at this hotel in Martha's Vineyard, and I would go there. I was like probably 10, but passing as like 15, 16.
Yeah. Long 10, a tall 10.
Yeah, 10, had boobs. Everything was coming together, great. And I would go to this hotel pool and just like cruise, for guys. Like at 10 years old, I was like, I gotta find a boyfriend, And who are these other people that are on vacation? And this guy looked like Brad Pitt. He was so good looking. And I was, flirting with him. And maybe I was, I don't know. I probably wasn't 10, but I was young, too young to be on a date probably. And I went on a date with him. And a very, innocent date.
Where'd y'all go? Do you remember? Did you just go for a walk?
Did you went out somewhere in Martha's Vineyard. Like there was a lot of kids hanging around at night, so I'm sure we were just like walking through Main Street or something.
With the Kennedys or something.
Something
probably?
something pretty innocent. And then he kissed me when I came back. He kissed me and he put his tongue in my mouth. No. And I had never been more repulsed in my life. My sister picked me up. My older sister Simone picked me up at the Harborview Hotel. And I got in the car and I'm like, I'm a lesbian. I can't believe how disgusting that was. I can't believe some man just put his tongue in my mouth. And she's like, everyone thinks that the first time. Like, you're going to like that when you're older. You're just too young. And I'm like, I'll never like that. And I'm a lesbian. And she's like, well, you're not going to like what that entails either. Like, if you didn't like a tongue in your mouth, you're certainly not going to like a pussy in your mouth. So she wasn't wrong. I do like men, and I've continued to like them since that time. But it wasn't a... Yeah. And then after that, I was very fast. Like I started having boyfriends when I was 13, 14 years old, having sex like when I was 14, 15 years old. And then I just went off the rails pretty much. My teenage years were like pregnant, stuff like that. Like,
you got pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
A few times.
And, oh, wow. You did it more than once. That's
yeah.
It seems like a pretty... a lot for like a younger person. But did they, and how did you, what do you do back then if you're pregnant? Or
you get an abortion.
You do? No way.
That's when they were legal.
Like cider house rules style, or what'd you do?
No. My parents basically were like, come with us, you're getting an abortion. No. And I was like, what do you mean?
What state do they do it in?
Any state. It was legal everywhere. Like, it was Massachusetts. So I got an abortion there. I think I got one in New Jersey too. I had a couple of abortions with the same boyfriend each time. It was the same guy. guy. But my parents were horrified by my behavior. They were like, I was excited. When the first time I got pregnant, I'm like, this is great. I'll have a baby. Hopefully it will be twins. Like I can raise a family. I had a black boyfriend. I was like Tyshawn. Meanwhile, he ended up going to prison for 10 years for being a drug dealer. So
did he do it?
Was he a drug dealer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I was just that kind of teenager, really out of control, really rebellious. My brother died when I was 9. And then like after that period of time, I was rebellious, like mad, angry, and no outlet, And so I just did anything I could to piss my parents off, especially my father. I had a specific issue with him.
Yeah. The Feeling, I watched some of The Feeling. I love like, what's one of the lines you had early in it? It was like, even at 7, I was looking for a bar. I think that's one of the lines you have in it.
Yes.
About just being young. It seemed like you were born, like I could relate to it so much, like immediately, even though in some of the stories you start telling in the new special, it's like you are a adult.
I was born as a woman.
Yes.
Yeah. When I was born, I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed, and I was a woman, and I felt like I was trapped in a little baby's body that was chubby and being tossed around like some sort of party favor, and I wanted to be a businesswoman.
Yeah.
I realized right away that my family was not going to cut it.
Incompetent employees.
Incompetent. Too many people already. There were like 5 other kids. I'm like, where are these fucking kids coming from?
No union.
Why? Yeah, unions. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to head up a union. And I just couldn't believe the lack of like a savings account or financial plan. And my dad seemed like he was a bit of a hot mess. My mom was sleeping a lot. And I just was like, this family is not up to snuff. Like I had bigger ideas for myself.
Yes. I could relate to that so much. Like I just felt like I was born into a place where like, it was almost like I was born into like a job, like a job position that I didn't apply for.
Yeah.
And there was no like clear rules of employment on the wall. The hours were super fucking vague. You didn't exactly know who was in charge, but you had to be at work every day. That's kind of like how I felt. So when you were talking about that, some of the early stories you're talking about, I could just relate to that so much. Yeah,
my dad was also like, I had such a mouth on me from such a young age because I really did feel like a woman. I was like, when do I get to get out of here? Like, where's my apartment? I want to start working. Like, I wanted to start a business. And my dad couldn't understand. He was like, who is this little c-? Like, why won't she shut the fuck up? And I mean, and he tried everything to like bring me down, So we would not bring me down, but keep me in my place. Like, put me in my place. Like, no girl talks like this. You're too loud. You're too abrasive and all of these things. And meanwhile, my dad was all of those things, loud, abrasive. It's like, that's where I got it from.
Yeah.
But so we did not see eye to eye for a very long time.